In a world.
In a land.
In a time.
One man.
One woman.
One boy.
One girl.
Will change the world.
Will embark on a journey.
Things are about to get.
A hero will rise.
An empire will fall. Sasha
and Tara
thought they had it all figured out.
Until they started a podcast.
About
movie trailers. Making up
stuff.
Movies.
Things about the stuff they see.
But they couldn't look it all up because those aren't the rules
of the podcast.
In a world. All right. Hey, guys. I am Tara Erickson. I'm joined by my lovely host,
Sasha Boggs. I wanted to say Tara Erickson. I don't know why. I am Tara Erickson, joined here by with Tara Erickson.
I thought you were going to say sausage balls. Like I feel like you like to go by that nickname. She's known as Sausage Balls back from elementary.
No, I'm not. I mean, it's my Skype name. I also like to think of it as the name that I didn't want. And I took the name back and made it my Skype name, but I'm still not over it. So thanks for bringing it up, Tara.
I feel like your connection is a little bit deeper than you're letting on, but it's fine. Let's move on.
Yeah, childhood pain.
Yeah. So welcome to our podcast. Let's just explain. We are doing a podcast where we're going to watch movie trailers, and we're going to make up a movie based off the movie trailers we watch.
So confusing.
Is it?
No.
It's we're going to watch a movie trailer and make up a movie based off only what we see in the movie trailer and do no other research based on the specific movie trailer. We're not allowed to look up the plot of it, but we are allowed to look up what the actors have done that are in the trailer and what the director has previously done who's directed the movie.
Basically, you just get as much information surrounding the trailer as possible, and then the rest of it, you're just flying by the seat of your pants.
You guys are like, wow, my pants are already flying just with that explanation, and don't I know it?
Tighten them up.
Because it's going to be a wild ride.
Wild.
So I feel like we explained it.
Yeah.
We did a good job, right? They get it.
Let's pack up and go home.
I feel like we're done here. So, okay, well, let's watch the movie trailer, should we? We don't have to explain anything else.
No,
we introduced ourselves. They know. Sausage balls, and I'm #thisIdiot, and we're going to watch Acrimony. You want to spell it for him?
ACRIMONY.
Wow, you did good. I didn't think you were going to get it right.
Yeah, well, it's right in front of me. That's why. So
okay,
I kind of did it with ease.
Didn't realize. Okay, great. Let's get started. Wow. Okay. A nice bridge shot. Looks dark and already very ominous.
We're in what I like to call 50 Shades of Grey weather.
Ooh, yes, that is good, Sasha. That's exactly what it is. I mean, it is stormy and boom, thunder right off the bat. Taraji P. Henderson. Okay, see, I don't know. Is it Taraji?
Off to a bad start.
We're off to we are rocking and rolling. Taraji, she's on a couch.
All the couches are gray to match the gray exterior.
So,
she looks angry.
Do you think you have an anger problem?
She could throw a punch, but she looks too tired.
Cut to, she's in a judicial
courtroom. It's called a courtroom.
A room where judgment is placed. A courtroom, if you want to be a scientist like Tara. And she's sitting there, and what looks like her ex is on the other side, so they are in court.
Don't tell me I don't have a right to be angry. You don't know what he did to me.
You go, and the judge, he hits his hammer there.
Help me understand this injustice. Just tell me what happened.
How far do you want to go?
Oh, okay. She's smoking a cigarette, which means she's sick of it.
That's what cigarettes mean.
I'm done. I'm sick of it. How far do you want to go?
And when someone says, how far do you want to go? It means years.
Why don't we just start from the beginning?
She's younger. There's a different actress playing her. She bumped into a beautiful stranger.
It's beautiful. Gotta give him that.
Cut to already an engagement.
We're in a montage.
We're already in it.
Bump into each other in the rain, and then, as you know, the next day it looks like he proposed, and then the next day after that, they're already in the church. Good to go. We know that love has found a way.
There are not a lot of people in the pew stands. Just a heads up. There's two people, one on one side and another on the other, which means nobody knows about this wedding. Okay, so that's already bad news right off the bat. They're giving us a lot here in this little trailer.
No one's giving her away. They're all orphans.
I was everything he needed me to be. I was strong. when he needed me to be.
You're laughing and smiling, and
She's strong for him. He's strong for her. Then they switch. Then one's weak. You know, just a really healthy relationship full of balance and happiness.
And
something
happiness.
I know nothing about.
yeah.
I played weak.
And she's not having any of it.
She doesn't have cigarettes yet, this younger version of her, but man, does she already have the look.
Okay, now we're fast forward. Now we're present day.
18 years later.
They're brushing their teeth, not each other's teeth, but their own teeth separately, side by side, and that just shows how much they've grown apart as a marriage unit, and they're not liking each other. And she just said,
18 years seem to pass like days.
which is what love does to you. It just sucks the life out of you.
Montage continues.
He wouldn't cheat on you, would he?
Yes, he would. They all would.
He's not touching me, so if he's not getting it from me, he's getting it from somewhere.
And there's a steamy hand sticking out of a window. Assumptions are made. God, so she's sitting in a chair. Her husband's looking at her. She's got the cigarette. She goes,
You lie and you cheat.
and a woman comes up to her in a tube top dress and says, "Hi."
I'm Diana, Robert's fiance.
Who the heck is Diana?
And they're already married.
What the heck? Cut to a train and more thunder and more bridge. She looks terribly sad. She's holding a bouquet of roses with a card, and husband, he's walking away.
You ever considered that maybe there's another way to look at this?
Okay. Weird look.
The other woman, who
Tube
apparently-
top. We're going to call her Tube Toppy.
Tube Toppy is looking into the mirror, but she hears something weird. She looks into the mirror, which that's always a great shot when you're like, what was that? But then
Yeah.
you're just looking at yourself in the mirror, which I look at myself all the time. So I think Tube Toppy's getting messed with by Taraji.
Maybe the deceit isn't what you think.
Back in the therapist's office, smoking a cigarette. She looks like she's been crying, slamming doors. Whoa.
I guess they got in the fight at the courtroom, and then somebody started Facebook living her. I can't believe we had to bring social media into this. That's uncalled for.
Oh my God, she's pouring alcohol down a wedding dress. She's in a wedding room store. Cars are crashing.
There's also a boat in the middle of it.
Yeah, lots of transportation cut-tos, and boom, what is she throwing into a car window? Oh God.
She's in a white dress on a boat with a gun.
She's got a gun.
And her hair is extremely curly, which throughout the entire trailer, it's been extremely straight.
She's got a gun.
You gone too far.
You think he owes you?
Every damn breath in his body.
It's a closing line right there.
And she didn't look angry at the end. She looked satisfied.
Satisfied and exhausted.
Aren't we all?
Whew.
Acrimony. Acrimony?
Oh, wow. Acrimony. Acrimony.
Acrimony.
Oh, boy. Okay, guys. So that was Acrimony, the trailer. We broke it down for you. Now let's get into our movie. All right, let's start building the beginning of this movie.
Let's build it like a transformer.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get down to it. I mean, I just think it's going to rain 90% of the time. I think it's going to be... A lot of these shots are going to be oh wow, we went outside, still raining. We're in the car, still raining. We went back into a different apartment. It's the next day, still raining.
It's a metaphor for what's to come,
Which is just nice, dark, deep. It's sad.
which is more rain.
and lots of tears.
A lot of a storm of brewing of emotionality.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie has a leaky faucet. And what I find with leaky faucet is it reminds me.
Is this your leaky faucet voice?
This is when I hear a leaky faucet.
Okay. Keep going.
I go down to this register.
Okay, great. So what does a leaky faucet
It's a
mean?
metaphor because I was raised around a lot of Catholics. And there's a witching hour when the devil himself comes to your house. And it's usually at 3 a.m. I don't know why. But the devil plays tricks on you and will do annoying things like leave the faucet on, but it's not on. It's on in your head.
Wow, that was a big runaround. Just like Catholic school, Catholic stuff.
I had to put it in there.
the
I needed
devil.
everybody
Yeah,
to
that's
know.
good. No, I like it.
Leaky faucet. If you hear a leaky faucet at home, it might be the devil.
Okay, so this is good, but you think specifically for this movie, do we think we're going to be adding in some Catholic stuff, like some guilt, some shame in there? Do we think that that's a tie-in? Is that what you're trying to tie in here?
Could be. Or it's just a metaphor that like psychological breakdowns are coming.
Oh, I love that. Okay, in the beginning, obviously, I think the beginning is going to starts off with Taraji, and she's at the therapist's office. But I think we're only going to see her in that therapist's office, like, the first couple minutes, going to automatically cut to her, young Taraji.
Young Taraji comes out of the school with books in her hand, which tells me she was studying to be a podiatrist. Doctor.
Yeah, good. She's studying feet.
Yep.
That's podiatry,
That
right?
was her dream.
Yeah.
And she then bumped into a beautiful stranger.
Beautiful men, man. You start thinking you're heading out and you're like, I'm going to study feet. And then you go boom. And then you're like, I don't want to study anything. I just want to study your pecs.
Study your dick.
Oh boy. Yeah, you went there. That's good. Yeah, that's probably what she was thinking.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
young Taraji, I mean, she looks like she's 16 coming out of that school and boom, just love takes her.
Yeah, she's 16, studying to be a podiatrist at 16 years old. Exactly. And the thing is, she says, I was strong when he needed me to be and weak when he needed me to be, which tells me she gave up her love of feet to support his dream.
What does he say to really win her over? You know, I mean, this lady, she's like, listen, I got to go study feet. Now, this little run-in with you, boys try to run into me all the time. But, I mean, I'm really wondering how he locks it down.
Well, there's a scene where he just smiles at her and he just gives her this freaking heart-wrenching smile, and it melts her.
Yeah.
And I guess he must have penetrated emotionally into her heart and got in there somehow and just really broke down those walls, because Taraji, who plays her later, is a very tough woman. She plays a lot of tough ladies in a lot of movies, mostly Tyler Perry movies. So I'm thinking this guy got down to her core. She's probably got a sick mother.
Yeah.
Dying. You know, that's why she wanted to study feet.
Because Tyler Perry movies, they've always got somebody like a sick grandma, sick mom, right? Somebody's dying. I mean, Tyler Perry, he likes to pull at the heartstrings, and he's a director. So you're right. I feel like you're right about that.
Yeah. So I think a young 18-year-old husband said, let me help you. Let me support you. Let me take care of you.
But in that moment, he said, let me help you with your books, and then I'll help you with your heart. Whew.
By taking away all your motivation in life.
By all of these feet pages.
Done.
She is done. You're saying she's sold.
Dunskies.
Okay, she's sold. So they go back. They're hanging out. They do fun things like they go to carnivals. I bet you they're going to end up at a carnival at one point. One of those lovey-dovey, haha, win me that toy, and he's going to win it for her.
He's going to win her a big old fluffy bear for sure. She's going to be impressed by his arm.
By his arms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, what's the moment that they fall in love then?
I mean, after the fair.
They fall in love. Okay, so there's going to be
Ferris wheel.
Right, and then we're talking first or second date here. They're already, it's boom, right off the bat. They fall in love.
Hooked.
So she's hooked after she wins a little, I think it'll be a duck. I don't think it'll be a dog. It's going to be a stuffed duck. She's going to love it. And he's going to go, I didn't get you the dog because that's too typical. I got you the duck.
I didn't have enough tickets.
And then she's going to go, baby, you didn't need the tickets. I already love you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, boom,
Tickets
sold.
to my heart.
Yeah, and then she also throws that foot book that she had in her back pocket, the little podiatry book that she was saving. She was saving it because she's like, I don't know, this guy might not work out. So at that time at the carnival, she's like, I already knew I love you.
Her spare podiatrist book that she keeps in her back pocket.
She takes it out and she just throws that podiatry book behind her, and then she grabs his hand and they say, let's ride the Ferris wheel again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So
Okay, but we need to start getting dark and deep here.
yeah, okay. So she throws the podiatry book and decides in that moment that she's going to support him in his profession, which is
Beautiful man. What is he into? He knows how to stroke a face. He knows how to stroke a heart.
he wants to start a business.
Oh, this is good, Sasha. Great. You take it and roll with
He
it.
wants to start a business. I mean, she says 18 years goes by like a blink of an eye.
Ooh, so he's a
That's enough
businessman.
time to start and grow an empire. No pun intended on the TV show that Taraji P. Henson also stars in, which is
Empire. Yes. So, okay, he's going to run. He's a business mogul, and he knows he doesn't even have to go to school for it.
Yeah.
So that's why they're able to get married so young, because then boom, we skip to them getting married. Nobody's there. And I think, why do we think nobody's there? That means they have zero friends. So we're setting it up. They don't have any friends.
They did it really fast. That's why. They did it before the family really approved, because before they really got to know each other.
So they got married a weekend.
Sure.
They did carnival. He said, "I love you." She threw that podiatry book behind her, and then a week, maybe 2 weeks. What do you think is realistic here of going too short? A month?
A month.
He asked for her hand in marriage at a month.
Yeah.
Under the gazebo.
Under the gazebo. That's how I always like to pronounce gazebo. It's just a fun fact about me.
Okay. Yeah. Fun fact about you.
Okay. So they're engaged. They get married after a month in secrecy. And he's starting his small auto parts business.
So he goes, "Baby, I can take care of you. Marry me." Because she's probably a little hesitant right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because she's like, "I already threw feet away for you.
Yeah.
And now you're asking me to give all of me to you
Yeah.
by marrying you right off the bat here. And nobody even knows we're dating."
Yep. And supporting you and helping you. She then, while they're dating, she meets the family. And the family does not take too kindly to her. And I'm just assuming this from this uncomfortable Thanksgiving shot that I'm seeing. So the family doesn't really accept her, but she works her butt off for him, waiting tables, dreaming about feet, supporting his business of small auto parts.
Right.
And
malls
malls.
Totally. He's
What?
got his eyes on malls and auto parts stores,
Sure.
like auto zones.
Getting
And I don't know why she wouldn't be telling people about him, because the fact that nobody's at the wedding, that means he's her secret. But why? What is he hiding? He's hiding something. Because right now, we're at 25 minutes in, and it's all lollipops and rainbows, but something we're going to be like, what's going on here? We're going to get a little uneasy here.
She's a booty bride. Instead of a booty call, she's a booty bride.
Okay, so he needed a bride for the biz, for the business taxes.
Yeah.
He really had to be, he didn't want to keep marking that single on tax returns because he's got a business to run.
Because why get married if not for the tax cuts?
Right.
Sure. Let's
Boom.
establish a marriage. Let's be
But they are really in love. I think they are really in love. We think, right? In the beginning, they're laughing. He's grabbing her. They're rolling around. They look real happy in their trade. So I think that they're truly in love. But I think that he's really, after you fall in love, you're like, okay, you start settling in.
Yeah.
And now that they're married, they got married young, and now she's all his. And he's like, cool, taxes taken care of. Let's get this business down. But he's like, you don't work, you don't do anything except be here for me.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh boy, he's starting to maybe do a little switcheroony.
The next thing you know, we're brushing our teeth silently in anger. Why are we angry? We don't know why. We feel some distance.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in there again. She's doing his laundry. Can't find that missing sock. Getting frustrated again. Repressed anger in marriage is building.
So that's what builds it, because now we got to lead up to where, like, as you always say, there's got to be a little love in there.
Gotta be a little love in there.
I would say that the love is continuous throughout. It's a messed up love. This is going to be like a domestic abuse without the domestic abuse kind of love.
Fatal attraction.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So you're saying their love continues. That's the love that the little love is in there.
Oh, no, that's not the little love. What am I talking about?
I know, what are you talking about?
Oh, my
girl? Did you
God.
watch
I'm
the
losing
same
my
trailer
mind.
I did?
Listen, okay, now we're coming up to about 35 minutes in the film. There's got to be a conflict. There's got to be a big conflict. Boom, it's got to hit us in the face.
The conflict is he has a chance to sell the business. And he's going to do that and not consult his wife, which is very sketchy because he's already being distant. He's making a huge business move, and now there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Oh, yeah. And his wife, oh, man, she's going to lose her mind.
She wants some answers.
And the way that she finds out is that normally with his business, he normally has a steak snack with his friends every Friday. They go and get steaks. And she goes, great, I'm going to surprise him.
Small snack.
Small steak
steaks.
snack.
Okay.
Small steak snacks is what they call it because they think that's funny. They use snacks a lot as a word in this movie. I feel it when I watch it. They're talking about snacks a lot. Sure. I know it.
So she realizes that he's no longer having a steak snack at Morton's.
Right, because she's there to surprise him for the anniversary, and she sees the coworker and goes, where's Robert? And he goes, he doesn't come for steak snacks, not for the past 2 weeks. And she's like, what? He loves steak snacks.
More than anything.
More than anything. And then she's like, I got to figure this out. Something's going down.
She's got to do a little recon work.
She storms out of that Morton's, slams the door. Everybody in this steakhouse looks up and is like, wow, she looks angry.
She needs a steak in her.
Should have given her a steak on the way out, but they don't. There's got to be a little love in there. And I know we already talked about at the top, there's love, but this kind of love, this 18-year, it's breaking down.
So she tracks the GPS on his car.
Good. This is good.
She decided after the steak snacks fiasco, that she was going to get down to biz if he wasn't going to give her the answers, because Taraji doesn't wait for a man to tell her when. She tells him when. So she's put a tracking device on his car and she waits around and follows it to a remote trailer park.
Wow, yes.
None of the circle of friends knows anybody in a trailer park.
Nope. And she's like, where the hell am I? And it's still raining.
Yeah, it's been raining. I think
raining, always raining, like we said.
Cleared up during the steak.
Cleared up during Morton's steak. Good steak time. She went at Morton's. That was one time it wasn't raining. This is good. We get a little switch of weather.
Yeah.
Back at trailer park, it's bringing down
Pouring
hard.
down rain. Yeah.
Great. So she can't even really see through that window in the trailer, I think, when she's first walking up. Maybe, right? Because she clocks a trailer.
Yeah, she clocks a trailer and she sees one hand just pop up on a steamy window. And as we all know that in the midst of making love, the first thing, the biggest thing everyone's going to do, the big move, because I can always just picture the sex move you're making when you decide to smack your hand against a window or any glass.
Any
really,
glass, anywhere.
surface that you can find, because I guess that's the side position that you just...
I mean, you kind of, it's like, gotta leave my mark. So when I wake up, if I look over and I'm like,
Did I
handprint
have sex last night?
on the window, exactly.
Yeah, there's
and
a
then you're like,
handprint.
boom, done it, did it. I see that. You see that hand mark there? That's a nice hand mark, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a little streaky, like you were really trying to hang on, like it was so wild.
Yeah.
You really had to slam your hand into some glass.
Yeah, you really had to just do like a laying down cartwheel, but with just your arms.
It's kind of like a trophy, like a sex trophy.
Yeah, I can't even count how many times I've smacked glass.
So many. I mean, I won't know. I can't count them on both my hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, okay. So she
doesn't confront them.
Oh, no, she doesn't. Okay.
She doesn't confront him.
What does she do?
She drives off into the rain.
Oh, God. And then
into
that's
the pouring rain.
into the pouring rain. And that's where she has a monologue with just her and the rain and the car.
Yeah.
Where she says,
Enough's enough.
good. And I'm not going to take this anymore.
I've given up being a podiatrist for this.
And if he thinks that I'm not going to do a damn thing about his lying,
He's got another thing
coming. And then she starts hitting like 120 miles an hour in the car. And you're like, whoa, slow it down. And we're all really scared. You're on the edge of your seat because you're like, whoa, she's out to raise hell. Now at this point, I mean, we're like 55, 60 minutes in. We only got another half hour in this. She's pissed. Did we discuss that she did see him through the window with the lady? Or no, she just knows it's him at a trailer park, sweaty hand. She knows his hand. She knows those marks of that hand. So she knows it's him.
Also, his car was there.
Also his car. This is good. Okay.
Yeah,
his
so
car.
she's driving out into the rain, and she decides to just dedicate herself to the recon work, which is getting more spy stuff, maybe some wigs, maybe a different wardrobe, because you know when you're running after your man, you need a new trench coat, especially with all that rain. So it's all really coming together. So she's getting all this information. She's finding out where his car is going. He's finding out about the business. She's finding out about, there's no more protein in his diet because he stopped going to the steak lunches.
And boy, is she getting hot and bothered too.
Really hot and bothered. She wants to confront him.
Because she has that GPS tracker on his car, and she gets all her spy equipment together, sets it up at the house, and then when he comes home, she's like, don't think you're going to get out of this lie, and don't think that you're just going to be able to tell me now and then say you never said that. And that's what she's got, cameras and audio equipment hidden everywhere in that house. For when he comes back, she's going to lock it down.
Why? Because she's got the pen with a small camera in it.
Maybe before he stops and comes home, she still has that GPS tracker. I think he probably stops at he's got to drop the new love off at her apartment.
Yeah, because she doesn't live in a trailer park.
Oh no, she doesn't live in that trailer park. That's just their little sexy weird place that they go. But Tube Toppy has a nice apartment, and he's got to go drop Tube Toppy off after their little love affair and then go home. But Taraji's like, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to wear my wig. I'm going to have my spy pen, and she's going to have her new trench coat on, and she is going to follow them into Tube Toppy's apartment.
Okay. Because, apparently, according to you, she's collected not only this whole new wardrobe and the spy equipment, but she's, in 3 hours, I guess, has gotten
gotten everything.
all the stuff she needs to incriminate him.
Yeah.
Great. So
she set up the house. Well, no, she had longer than that. She had all night. She drove home, and then that night, spy stores are open 24 hours. So she got all that stuff, stayed up all night. She's wired. And then she goes beep, 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 beep. Then we know his GPS is moving, and she's like, oh, I'm going to catch that guy now. And then she follows him to the place. So anyway, they go up in that apartment.
Yeah.
And they're talking. They're doing some lovey-dovey talk. He's telling her, I've never felt this way before, and I think you might be the actual love of my life. And Tube Toppy is going, I know that you're actually the love of my life. I can't wait till you leave your wife. You have to leave your wife. You're going to leave your wife, right? You leave her. And he's like, oh, don't worry.
And he's like, we'll tell them that she was cheating on you and that she was psychologically unfit, and, it'll be foolproof, and we can expedite this marriage and real love of ours, and we'll gaslight her.
They're going to make her look really bad and really crazy so that when the court thing is over, because we know there's something going down in court, that they can kill her afterwards.
Exactly. It's exactly
right?
the same track, the exact thing I was thinking about.
So he's doing lovey-dovey talk, but Taraji is up there. She follows him all the way up to the apartment. And I think that's where we see the scene where it's revealed that Tube Toppy is his fiancé now.
Yes. And she is completely in shock. She's got all her new spyware and her new trench coat, but it's not enough to arm her heart from the pain that she's about to feel. They're like, we're taking you to court. We're going to tell the judge this. His family doesn't like you. You have no leg to stand on. We're going to court.
I feel like in that moment, Taraji just looks Tube Toppy up and down, and then she spits in her face, and then she looks at Robert, and she smacks him, and then she doesn't say a word, and she gives him that dirty look. She walks right back out into the rain, and then she has another monologue in her car, and she goes, you thought that was the end.
I'm about to show you what the end
really is
is.
Good
thing we did that. She then walks back into the apartment and just says, this little piggy went to market. She starts to do a lot of toe metaphors because she was really into podiatry, but then it doesn't work, so she walks back out.
So this is even after the car monologue. She stops, she makes a U-turn, storms back into that apartment and starts making toe metaphors.
Yeah, she's like, I know how you like that feet stuff in the beginning, baby. Now I just want to remind you one more time of how good those toes were.
And then she goes back out, still for maybe finishes up that monologue, and is like, they got no idea what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna be going.
Yeah. After she leaves him, she ends up at home, and that's when she takes that brick to his old car, throws it in his window.
She starts creeping around their house at night, leaving the faucet on, messing with his car. And then we get all
because he still comes home that night. He still comes home and says, baby, I'm sorry. You know that I still love you. Can't we make it work? Like, maybe we can make it work. He's like, I don't really love her. I thought I did, but now I'm rethinking it. I never want to lose you. In the back of her mind, she's like, you dirty little liar. That's when she says, you lie and you cheat. He still is allowed to sleep there, though. She doesn't kick him out. Maybe he still stays at home for 2 weeks, and she turns on the faucets. She starts losing her mind at him. He tries to be a good husband and say, I can love you again. Forget about her. We were just engaged. We never made it happen.
We were just engaged.
Yeah, but then she's like, okay, she gives him another chance, but it only lasts for a good 2 weeks because she's driving one day because she still got that GPS on his car and is like, what? Where's this coffee shop? And then she sees he's with Tube Toppy. Yeah. Tube Toppy still has a ring on, and that's that shot that we see. She gets out of that car. She slams that door. She runs up to that coffee shop, and then people in the coffee shop, they're holding her back because she wants to go kill Tube Toppy.
Yeah.
And she's saying a lot of, you beep, can't
never beep me again.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he's like, that's when they end up at court, because I think that she maybe pours hot coffee onto Tube Toppy's chest, and it's so hot it melts some of her skin. And then Tube Toppy is like, I'm going to sue you from here back to the moon.
God.
Yeah.
Or just give your husband a divorce quietly.
Right, but they end up in court though for something. Maybe she spills the coffee, and then he's like, I'm done with you. How could you spill coffee on Tube Toppy? Who does that? Who spills flaming hot coffee onto anyone? And she's like, F you and F her, and I don't need you anymore. And she stomps out. The climax. We're at the climax now.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
The court, I think, happens at the last 15 minutes because of some stuff that goes down.
Interesting, because I thought maybe the end of the movie would have something to do with a boat.
Oh, yeah, maybe. You give me that boat conflict. Go ahead.
All right, we get out of the courtroom. They film her going crazy.
Why were they in the courtroom?
Because they were like, look, it was all a ruse because she was like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw coffee on you. She goes, well, how about this? I'm not going to take you to court for all the craziness that you're doing if you just give him a nice, silent divorce. They planned it the whole time. Taraji realizes it. They go to court. Taraji gives him the divorce quietly, and then they go off to the boat for their wedding night. Taraji follows them.
Oh, this is good. They are like, we're getting off scot-free.
Scot-free.
And then he's like, baby, we can go live our lives now. And she's like, I always knew I would have you in the end. And Taraji's like, you guys know nothing.
Mm-hmm. Now we can buy all these tube tops for me.
Yeah, he's going to buy so many tube tops. I mean, her wedding dress is going to definitely be a tube top for sure. When we see her on the boat, which hasn't been revealed in the trailer, Tube Toppy is definitely going to be in a tube top wedding dress. All white, but it's going to be short. She doesn't seem like a long dress type of a gal. Mm-mm. This is good. Taraji, here's what happens. She sneaks onto the under where they put the luggage, because this is a yacht that holds a lot of people, and all those people, because they know Robert, her ex-husband, are gonna know Taraji, because of course he invites all of his old friends to go and see him marry his new tube top. And so she's like, people are gonna see me, so she hides where the luggage is at. But then she eventually sneaks into the captain's quarters, and that's where she gets dressed up, lets her hair down in those waves, and that white dress she's wearing isn't hers, it's Tube Toppy's.
But it was a halter.
I know, but it's one. Tube Toppy doesn't wear tube tops all the time, so she has some other options. She looks good in halters too.
Okay.
And because Taraji has some fashion sense, when Taraji looks through Tube Toppy's closet on the yacht, of course she's going to choose the halter top and not a tube top, because who wears tube tops?
No one, absolutely no one does. Yeah,
no one. So she grabs that. She gets ready. She gets in her clothes and she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna put your clothes on. I'm gonna wear Tube Toppy's perfume on her." She also does her makeup with Tube Toppy's makeup.
She gets all the senses. She gets the visualness. She gets them to smell. Like that's really scary. If someone came to me smelling like peanut butter and wearing cutoff jean shorts, and then they wanted to kill me, I'm like, first of all, you look great. Second of all, you look familiar. Third of all,
you smell good.
Yeah, you smell great. But the thing is, how psychotic is it to be killed by someone that dresses up like
yeah, that so she's gonna dress up like her, smell like her, she's gonna wear makeup, but she's gonna let her hair go down long waves, because you know what Tube Toppy doesn't have? Long wavy hair. So she's going to go, not only can I look as good as you, smell as good as you, have makeup as good as you, because it's all your stuff, I can have hair that's better than you and also curly, because Tube Toppy's was short and straight.
Wow.
So when does that, where does she get the gun?
I'm sure she got a license for it when she went to the spy place.
I disagree. She couldn't get a gun because she didn't have time. She needed to get home and set up all those cameras. I think she steals the gun from the captain's quarters, because captains, they always got to have, in case of those pirates. They'll come on, they'll steal your stuff. So she makes friends with the captain after she gets all good looking. She makes sure to make to the captain's quarters, because nobody goes up there. He's just driving the boat, and she gets all lovey-dovey up with the captain, and she's like, has anybody tried to rob the boat before? And then he's like, yeah, you know, he gets a little loosey-goosey, because he's like, oh, it's just another wedding boat, just another classic ride put on the old cruise. She has that weird alcohol that she poured down that dress. Sure. She mixes it with his whiskey. Okay. He drinks it, passes out. She looks through his stuff, boom, finds the gun.
Wow. And is it a gun or is it a flare gun?
Oh no, that flare, she saves that for when she wants to blow up Tube Toppy's closet. The gun he has, it's a nice, it's not a 45 caliber. It's one of those Colt 9s, those little personal handguns she's got.
God, you know a lot about guns.
Yeah, I'm running deep in these murder podcasts that I'm listening to.
I just thought it was because you were from Nevada.
That too. Cool. You got no idea. So when she gets up there, what does she say?
You done mess with the wrong woman.
As she turned around with the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, how did she get on here? And the Tube Toppy is losing her mind. And then it starts raining again. Everybody's mascara is falling down their faces. And she's like, you're going to watch me as I kill your new wife. Yeah. And the new wife is like, no. And then she's like, yes. Right? I mean, but wait, what does Robert say to talk her down?
I'll pay for you to go back to podiatry school.
Wow. That is a hook, line, and sinker. And this is the divide that we needed. Because now she's like, I could seek revenge or I could go back to podiatry school. My dreams that I had back when I was 19, before I spent 18 years of my life with this bastard who cheated on me and found a new fiance.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, you know what, baby? I appreciate that and I will do that, but I don't need you for that.
And then she doesn't even look at Tube Top. She maintains eye contact with Robert and boom, shoots Tube Top right in the heart. And he's like, and then she turns a gun on him and is like, don't move. Don't even think about trying to save her. Yeah. And all these guests are going like, what? She has that acid still in her hand that she used with the dress. And she's like, Annie, you come near me. She's like, she pours acid in a circle around her and it's already burning acid through that wood floor. Mm-hmm. She's got a circle around her and she's like, you think about coming towards me, take this gun, you're going to have acid face.
Yeah.
Because Taraji's out for revenge. And she turns a gun on him and nobody thinks about coming towards her because they're like, I don't want to have acid face. And then she's saying, I don't need you for anything anymore.
Yeah. And now the boat's on fire, apparently.
Now the boat's, it's on, but it's raining. That's the problem. Remember when it started to rain?
Oh, yeah.
So it's the acid is burning through, but I don't think that it didn't light on fire. But maybe she, you know what, she knows where that life jacket is. She had one on her.
And it matches her dress too.
She can grab one and still has the acid and the gun in her hand.
Yeah.
And she jumps off the boat.
Sure. Cut to, we're at a funeral.
Good.
Everyone thinks everyone's dead. Friends, family, co-workers, everyone. They're like, wow, that's a horrible psychotic break. Can't believe that happened. Someone in a blonde wig is like, yeah, it's terrible about that family. That person in the blonde wig turns around, walks out of the funeral. We realize it's Taraji. She took his money. She took his life. And she started a whole new world for herself. And she pulls out a small podiatry
notebook that she had. It was the one that she threw behind her back at the carnival. And you know what? One more twist and turn right there at the end.
What?
Because there was a flash where Robert was holding his gut in the boat. But I think that there's a point after she jumps off the boat, she didn't do a very good shot. Meaning it went through his forehead, but didn't shoot. He could still get up, and he's leaning over, and he's like, I gotta go after her. She thinks, boom, dead shot. It's revealed to us as he's marching off, trying to get her and see if she's still off the boat. Tube Top is definitely dead. But that's when we hear her, because the psychiatrist says, maybe the deceit isn't what you think. And then the psychiatrist also said, what do you think he owes you? He owes me every last breath. And I feel like at some point his ghost might come back to haunt her. So he does die. The struggle is real. She doesn't shoot him real good, but he bleeds out.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe he doesn't die.
Sure. And that
but then what funeral was she at? And how did she
her
get
funeral? She faked her death, and what I thought at the time was kill both of them. All three of them. It doesn't matter if there's a body or not. If they think they're all three dead, then they get a funeral. You never find the body. They just assume that it burnt to the ground or burnt to the boat ground to the boat.
I think he died. He died on the ship.
Are you
maybe.
sure? Because
I don't know.
That could be room for Acrimony 2 back in the saddle.
It's either Acrimony 2 back in the saddle is either going to have him, or we're not quite sure. We'll leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger here. We're not quite sure whether that shot went through his head and he bled out and he died, and it's a fake funeral, right? That might not be him. Maybe the reveal in the coffin at the funeral is the reveal of a guy that's obviously not Robert. It's just some dude. No, that's bad. The funeral that she goes to when she's in the blonde wig is her own funeral. And boy, oh boy, she's starting a new life in Acrimony 2. And she's either being haunted by the ghost of Robert, or Robert with a hole in his head who's still alive.
Wow.
That is a lot.
That is a lot of stuff.
So thank you guys for listening to Acrimony by Tara Erickson and
Sasha Boggs. It was a hell of a ride.
It sure was a hell of a ride. I think we made a great movie here. I would go see that movie. And okay, well, we will sign off as we always do, which we've never done before, with In a World. No. Do we end with that too?
I don't think so.
How do we end?
2 girls, 1 mic. Didn't like that.
No.
Oh, how do we want to be called? In a World?
Yeah.
2 girls, 1 mic, or 2 girls, 1 journey.
Maybe you guys who listen to this can vote. In a World or 2 girls, 1 journey. And thank you for listening to our podcast, In a World. And I guess we'll see you guys on the next one.
Good night. Sleep tight, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I think we should end it now. I'm really tired.
Me too.
Okay.
We're both on our periods.
I think you should leave first.
I'm going to get up with the microphone and the headphones still attached to me, and then slowly walk out of your apartment.
Okay. Sounds good. Bye.
Here I go.